Welcome, rare gems. All right, let's break down a tough truth. Men often realize just a little too late that Sigma females are irreplaceable. Now, it's not that these men are clueless, okay, maybe a little, but Sigma females are something of a mystery wrapped in brilliance. They're independent thinkers, unapologetically themselves, and often misunderstood because they don't fit neatly into anyone's box. At first, guys might think, oh, she's just playing hard to get. Newsflash. She's not playing at all. Sigma females don't play mind games, they're just busy building their own path, a journey that most men don't quite catch on to until she's long gone. By the time they realize her value, she's usually moved forward, unfazed, and probably rocking her next big thing. What makes them so irreplaceable? Well, these women don't just settle. They're not interested in half-hearted relationships, one-sided efforts, or anything less than genuine respect and understanding. They bring a rare mix of loyalty and independence, one that says, I'm here by choice, not out of need. That's what guys don't quite grasp until, whoops, it's too late. And suddenly the absence of her grounded yet electrifying presence is felt. Let's get started. Rare gems. For a more in-depth understanding, I invite you to watch the entire video and share your opinions in the comments below. Number 1. Sigma women are not attention seekers, they're fulfillment seekers. A Sigma female embodies a quiet confidence that stands apart from those who thrive on attention. She doesn't seek validation or crave the spotlight like some alpha types. Instead, she finds fulfillment within herself. Her strength lies in her self-assuredness, and this lack of neediness is incredibly powerful. She engages with the world on her own terms, not swayed by the need for external approval or admiration. When she walks into a room, she doesn't demand attention. She simply commands it through her presence and authenticity. Men often don't appreciate this unique quality until she's gone. Initially, they might mistake her calmness for indifference, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Her fulfillment comes from her inner world, her passions and her values, rather than from seeking out the approval of others. This is what sets her apart. When she chooses to be with someone, it's a conscious decision, grounded in genuine affection rather than desperation for companionship. Once she's no longer part of their lives, men start to recognize the difference between needing someone to feel whole and truly choosing to be with someone who complements their journey. They realize that her self-assurance was a rare gem, something that inspired them to reflect on their own sense of fulfillment. In a world filled with those who chase attention, her presence becomes a reminder of what it means to be genuinely secure and fulfilled, a lesson they carry with them long after she's moved on. Number 2. Sigma women are mentally present, not just physically. Sigma females possess a unique quality of mental presence that sets them apart from many others. When they engage with someone, they're fully invested in the moment, paying attention in a way that feels rare in today's fast-paced world. This deep focus can catch men off guard, especially if they're used to interactions that skim the surface or are peppered with distractions. Unlike those who might be physically present but mentally elsewhere, a Sigma female's attention is unwavering. She listens intently and engages thoughtfully, making those around her feel genuinely valued. At first, this intensity can feel overwhelming, even unnerving, for men accustomed to a more casual dynamic. They might mistake her focused attention for pressure or feel exposed under the weight of her genuine interest. However, as time goes on, they begin to appreciate the depth of this engagement. It becomes clear that her mental presence is a gift. She's not just there to fill space, but rather to connect on a level that encourages vulnerability and openness. When a Sigma female is present, she isn't merely going through the motions. She's actively invested in understanding, supporting, and nurturing those around her. Men often realize too late just how rare this kind of connection is. The realization dawns that her focus isn't just about being attentive. It's about creating a bond that fosters growth, trust, and authenticity, qualities that are hard to find and even harder to forget. Her absence highlights what they've lost. Someone who truly saw them, understood them, and was there for them in ways few others ever were. Number 3. Sigma. Women don't chase, they choose. A Sigma female isn't out to chase anyone. She values herself far too much for that. She doesn't move through life with a mindset of scarcity or need, and she's not looking for someone to complete her. Instead, she knows exactly who she is, what she wants, and what she's willing to accept. Her confidence is unshakable, and she won't compromise her standards just to keep someone around. When she's with a man, it's because she made a clear choice, not because she feels incomplete or craves validation. This gives her relationships a rare quality, a calm, balanced partnership where she chooses to stay, not because she has to, but because she genuinely wants to. Men often miss the depth of this distinction until it's too late. They may mistake her independence for detachment, only to later understand that being chosen by someone who doesn't need them is an experience unlike any other. There's no hidden agenda or insecurity driving her. She's with them purely out of preference, not dependency. Once she's gone, they find themselves comparing every other relationship to the rare, confident way she chose to be with them. They start to notice how others demand attention or validation, while she was content simply existing beside them, giving them the freedom to be themselves. By then, they realize the true value of being chosen, not chased, and that's a privilege not easily found again. Number 4. They leave men better, even when they're no longer around. A Sigma female is unforgettable, not because she demands attention or tries to change people, but because her influence runs deep, in ways most don't recognize until she's gone. She pushes a man, often without him realizing it, to step outside his comfort zones, to face his own truths, and to reflect on who he really is. She doesn't need to lecture or fix anyone. Instead, her strength, calmness, and relentless pursuit of her own goals become a silent challenge to anyone close to her. She leads by example, holding herself to high standards, which inevitably inspires those around her to question if they're doing the same. When she's no longer there, her absence feels almost like a gap in logic. Men begin to notice it in their conversations, in their decisions, and in the way they see themselves. They start to recognize that her impact wasn't in what she did for them, but in the way she forced them to examine what they do for themselves. It's a unique kind of void, one that doesn't fill itself with time. Her influence lingers as a reminder of who they became while she was in their lives, and the potential they now realize they need to live up to. In a world where people come and go, the ones who leave us better stand out. And for many men, that realization is as unshakable as it is too late. We appreciate you, rare gems, for being a treasured subscriber. Your consistent support is vital to us and fuels our passion for delivering meaningful content. Thank you for your engagement and encouragement. Number 5. They won't fix you, but will show you how to fix yourself. A Sigma female doesn't come into a relationship looking to play the role of rescuer. She doesn't believe in fixing others. Instead, she embodies a stability and self-reliance that quietly encourages those around her to reflect on their own lives and take responsibility for their personal growth. This approach may initially come off as distant or detached, especially for those who are accustomed to partners who dive in with solutions and constant reassurance. But her way of offering support is rooted in a deep understanding that true change must come from within. She stands as a model of self-sufficiency, demonstrating that fulfillment and happiness are personal journeys. Rather than swooping in to solve problems, she offers encouragement, a listening ear, and the kind of perspective that prompts introspection. This creates a space where men can feel safe to explore their own issues without the pressure of needing to be fixed by someone else. Over time, this empowers them to confront their challenges head-on and seek their own solutions. Men often come to realize how valuable this approach is when she's no longer part of their lives. They recognize that her strength was not just in being there, but in giving them the tools to stand on their own. The ability to guide without taking over, to support without sacrificing independence, is a lesson that sticks. In the end, her influence isn't about dependency. It's about equipping others to become their best selves. And that kind of empowerment leaves a lasting impact long after she's moved on. Number 6. Sigma women create an unspoken standard that's impossible to forget. A Sigma female doesn't just enter a man's life, she redefines it. Through her quiet strength, unshakable self-worth, and authentic approach to relationships, She sets a standard that's difficult, if not impossible, to overlook. She lives with purpose and integrity, making choices based on her values rather than expectations, and her independence challenges those around her to rise to the same level of authenticity. She doesn't need to demand respect or admiration. It's a natural response to the way she carries herself. Every interaction with her feels intentional, and she makes it clear that she values quality over convenience. When she's no longer around, men realize she has created an unspoken standard, one that follows them into every future relationship. They begin to notice how she brought depth and substance, how her presence alone elevated their own expectations. Her actions and the respect she held for herself make it hard for them to settle for anything that doesn't match the level she naturally maintained. The things that once seemed simple now feel significant, measured against the memory of her resilience, her kindness, and her unwavering sense of self. She becomes the invisible benchmark, the comparison that lingers quietly in the background, influencing their choices and revealing just how rare her qualities truly were. No one else quite measures up, and for many men, the realization that she set a standard that can't be replicated comes when it's too late. Number 7. Sigma women are the perfect combination of kindness and brutal honesty. A Sigma female walks a fine line between kindness and honesty, and she does it effortlessly. She's compassionate, but she's not here to coddle or paint reality in pastel colors. When she speaks, it's with purpose and clarity. She'll tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Her honesty isn't about cutting someone down or trying to control. It's about staying true to her principles and respecting those around her enough to give them the unfiltered truth. This rare blend of kindness and brutal honesty creates a unique sense of trust. You know where you stand with her, and that's a rare comfort. Men often come to realize too late how invaluable this level of authenticity is. Most people sugarcoat things, often saying what's convenient or easy to avoid conflict. But with her, every word is chosen with intention, and it's never for show. She won't flatter to win favor or keep quiet to make someone feel better. Her honesty is a gift, one that challenges and motivates those she's with to grow. Her kindness is steady and calm, but her honesty is sharp, cutting through any illusions. And that clarity is something men find themselves missing deeply once she's gone. In a world where words are often used to manipulate or charm, her authenticity stands out as irreplaceable. Once experienced, it becomes hard to accept anything less than that rare, honest strength. Number 8. Sigma. Women are loyal but not bound. Sigma females exemplify loyalty that is both profound and rare. Their commitment is not rooted in necessity or dependence. Instead, it springs from a conscious choice. When they stand by someone, it's because they genuinely want to be there, not because they feel obligated or compelled. This distinction makes their loyalty incredibly valuable and meaningful. They don't offer their allegiance lightly, but when they do, it's a testament to their deep respect and admiration for the other person. Men often don't recognize the significance of this kind of loyalty until it's too late. Many are accustomed to relationships where loyalty is tied to obligation or expectation, where partners stay out of fear of losing something rather than out of genuine affection. But a Sigma female breaks that mold. She approaches relationships with a sense of independence that allows her to choose her commitments freely. This creates an environment where trust can flourish, as her partner knows that her loyalty is a gift, not a requirement. When a Sigma female decides to stay, it's because she believes in the connection and values the bond they share. This authenticity transforms the relationship, fostering deeper emotional intimacy and mutual respect. However, if her partner fails to appreciate this loyalty, he risks losing not just a companion, but a partner who has chosen to invest in him wholeheartedly. Once gone, he may find it challenging to encounter someone else who embodies that same level of genuine devotion, leaving him with the realization that her choice to be loyal was a privilege, not a guarantee. Number 9. The calmness of her presence is irreplaceable. A Sigma female brings a level of calm that's hard to come by. She's not interested in creating drama or seeking out attention. and this creates a space around her that feels like a breath of fresh air. Her presence alone brings a steady energy, making her feel like an anchor in a chaotic world. She doesn't need constant reassurance, nor does she thrive on stirring things up. Instead, her quiet confidence and inner peace draw people in naturally, grounding those around her without even trying. Men, often used to navigating relationships filled with noise and constant demands, find her calmness striking, yet often don't realize how rare it is until she's no longer there. The absence of her peaceful presence feels jarring as they become aware of just how much her tranquility balanced out the chaos in their own lives. They miss the way she was able to truly listen, not just to respond, but to understand, making them feel genuinely seen and heard. It's a subtle but powerful difference. She wasn't there to fill the air with empty words or superficial affection. Her calmness was a rare gift, bringing a sense of clarity and stability that lingers even after she's gone. And once men experience it, they struggle to find that same ease elsewhere. A quiet, confident presence that's so profoundly grounding, it's almost irreplaceable. Number 10. They invest deeply, but only in the right people. A Sigma female doesn't give her time and energy to just anyone. She's discerning about the people she lets into her life, guarding her peace and investing only in those who align with her values. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about self-respect and understanding the importance of quality over quantity. When she does commit to someone, she's all in. No half measures, no superficial connections. Her loyalty runs deep, and she brings an intensity to relationships that's grounded in genuine care and trust. Men often don't see the depth of her loyalty until she's no longer there. She's the kind of person who will go above and beyond for those she cares about, offering unwavering support, quiet strength, and a level of dedication that's hard to come by. But she also has boundaries, and if someone takes her loyalty for granted, she's not afraid to walk away, and once she's gone, that absence feels profound. They start to notice the emptiness left by someone who invested so fully, who gave without holding back, but only because they'd proven themselves worth it. Her loyalty isn't easily won, and that's what makes it so impactful. When she's committed, it's for real. Losing that isn't just losing a relationship, it's losing a rare, irreplaceable bond. And for many men, the realization of how unique and valuable her loyalty was often comes when it's far too late to earn it back. Number 11. They live with a sense of purpose, not a desire for validation. Sigma females navigate life with a clear sense of purpose that goes beyond seeking external validation. They are driven by passions and pursuits that enrich their experiences, whether it's a career, a hobby, or personal growth. Unlike many who chase approval or rely on others for affirmation, they find fulfillment in their own journey. This intrinsic motivation sets them apart. They don't conform to societal expectations or live for the accolades of others. Instead, they cultivate their interests and values, forming a rich tapestry of experiences that contribute to their sense of self. Men often don't grasp this at first, mistaking their independence for aloofness. However, as time passes, it becomes evident just how rare this quality is. Sigma females are whole on their own, and their lives are not defined by their relationships, but rather by their aspirations and personal achievements. This self-sufficiency is empowering, and it shifts the dynamic in a relationship. When a man realizes that her companionship is a luxury rather than a necessity, it becomes clear that he's not just lucky to be with her. He's invited into a world that values partnership as an enhancement to an already rich life. This awareness creates a deep respect for the Sigma female. Men come to appreciate that her purpose-driven life is what makes her presence so special. She's not looking for someone to complete her, she seeks someone who complements her journey. In a world where so many seek validation from others, she stands as a powerful reminder that true fulfillment comes from within, making her companionship a coveted treasure that he's unlikely to find again. Number 12. They don't fear loss because they know their value. A Sigma female possesses an unshakable understanding of her own value, which fundamentally shapes how she approaches relationships. She doesn't cling to connections out of fear of loss. Instead, She recognizes that her worth is inherent and not dictated by anyone else's approval or presence. This self-assuredness allows her to walk away when a relationship no longer aligns with her values or fulfills her needs. In those moments, men often find themselves taken aback, grappling with the sudden realization that her strength comes from within, not from attachment. Initially, this can feel like a shock, as many are conditioned to expect others to hold on tightly, even in unhealthy dynamics. However, as time passes, the depth of her confidence becomes clear. Men begin to understand that her choice to leave isn't a reflection of their inadequacy. Rather, it's an affirmation of her commitment to her own well-being. This clarity is powerful and leaves a lasting impression. Her ability to prioritize herself cultivates an environment where healthy boundaries thrive. This is a lesson that men often carry long after she's gone. Valuing oneself enough to walk away is not just a sign of strength, but a necessary component of self-respect. Ultimately, this self-assuredness is irreplaceable. It serves as a reminder that true fulfillment comes from recognizing one's worth and not settling for anything less. The realization that they had someone who understood this all along can leave men in awe, reminding them of the profound impact a Sigma female can have on their lives. In conclusion, in a world where relationships often feel transactional and conditional, the rarity of a Sigma female's presence becomes strikingly clear. Her loyalty, authenticity, and unwavering focus are not just traits. They are gifts that transform those lucky enough to experience them. Men come to realize that her choice to invest in them is a reflection of her strength and self-assuredness. It's not about needing someone to complete her. It's about wanting to share her journey with someone who respects her independence and values her contributions. When she leaves, it's not merely a departure. It's the absence of a profound influence that lingers in memory. Men often find themselves grappling with a void that can't be filled by just anyone. The lessons learned from her presence about self-worth, purpose, and genuine connection become enduring markers of their growth. They realize that her tranquility, strength, and commitment were exceptional, setting a standard that few can match. In the end, a Sigma female doesn't just walk away. She leaves behind a legacy of empowerment and self-discovery. Her impact is a reminder that true companionship is not about possession or dependency, but about mutual respect and shared growth. And in that realization lies a bittersweet truth. Once you've experienced the irreplaceable, everything else pales in comparison. Thank you, Rare Gems, for tuning in. Stay safe and stay vigilant as always. God bless.